been a really long day. I was at the doctor's for hours and we did a lot of things. There's nothing like going to the doctor's makes you feel like you're not that fat, because there's other people there who are much larger than you. I started thinking, maybe I don't really need this surgery. What was I thinking? I'm not that big. Well, the truth is, if I don't want to get that big, I better have the surgery, because otherwise I'm going to be just as big as they are, and then I'm going to have the surgery anyways. And when I have the surgery, I'll probably die because I was so much bigger. So it's better that we do it now.
So what was today? What was this thing you went in for? Did you do the surgery today?
Yeah. No.
Is it done?
No.
Oh, okay.
You go, it was basically ultimately for a one-on-one consultation between you and your surgeon. But that's not all that happened. There's a lot more that happened. When you first get there, you check in, and then you wait, and then the lady who gave our class, same lady, she's kind of like the educational person. She educates you, but she's also my surgeon's medical assistant. So she first took me back and did my blood pressure and the little finger thing for your oxygen, and she weighed me and measured me, and I was correct. My last video I said I was 255 pounds, but I was 258 pounds, which is not that great, but the good news is that I actually grew an inch, so it all evened out in the end, because I thought I was 5'4", but I was 5'5", and that means my BMI was only 42 point something instead of 44. Whatever, it's all the same. Just, you go into the educational room that we had our first, that we were at last time. I don't know what that was called.
Okay.
Anyways, and then we had a whole nother class with just 2 people in it, me and some other lady who was nice, but we didn't really talk a lot. I think she kind of felt the same way I did, which, if I could describe it, would be overwhelmed. And, well, at that point I was just starting to get overwhelmed. Now I'm completely overwhelmed. And so yeah, we didn't really talk to each other. So it was just us 2, and the medical assistant gave us this whole, with slides, educational thing again, basically going into even more detail. A lot of things that I already knew from the book, so read the book. And then the surgeon came in, and he went over everything again in even more detail. He doesn't really do the, he doesn't really tell you everything you have to do to get ready for surgery, and he doesn't tell you everything you have to do after surgery. All he did was go over the actual procedure, and he showed slides of the actual procedure, which didn't stress me out too much because I had seen it on YouTube. You can go check it out. It's on YouTube. You can watch the whole surgery. Anyways, the only difference is that he is going to use the staples, or the special staple gun that cuts, cauterizes, and staples for most of the surgery, but the difference is that he's going to hand stitch the connection, just the one connection, not both of them, the one that is right where your new stomach goes in. So your new pouch stomach goes into the new portion of your small intestine. He's going to hand stitch that because he says that he gets better results that way, that there's a lot less bleeding. And then after he was done with his spiel, apparently the other lady got there first, so she got her one-on-one first. So I waited for a while and went to the bathroom and la 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 and read on my cell phone. And then he came in and then he was like, asked me like a ton of rapid fire questions. Like he made me feel like he was a really good surgeon and made me feel really comfortable with him. You could tell that he doesn't need or want to hear your whole life story. He just wants to know what's pertinent to the surgery. So he wants to make sure you're very safe, but he's not your psychiatrist or your therapist. So he's very fast because he would ask me questions and I would try and like elaborate, and then he would just like be like, oh, that's good, you know, like that's enough, and then ask me another question. So just medical history. He went all over all my medical history, and he knows about like the infertility and about the meds I take, and they said that's okay for me to continue taking my prescription meds I take for my depression and anxiety that I've had for a long time, and I'm very stable. Been taking them for over 5 years, so it's all good. And he said I can keep taking them and that they'll just keep watching me after to make sure that I'm absorbing them correctly, and if they need to up the dose or lower the dose, they will do so after the surgery. So that's good. And then what else? Oh, he wanted to know if my husband was supportive of me in this decision and that we're making, because my husband wasn't there, but because my wonderful husband was babysitting my wonderful son. So I explained to him that my husband was very supportive, as you can see, because he's also the cameraman. This is why I'm overwhelmed, because after that, apparently those things were the easy part, because after that I had to meet with his I think she is a nurse, but she's basically like his scheduler. She schedules his appointments, but she also makes sure you're prepared for surgery. So she had about 1 million papers to go over, and the thing that made me so overwhelmed was because I wanted to do my surgery sooner rather than later, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you can start losing weight, and the sooner you can be in a maintenance phase instead of a weight loss phase. So I wanted to do that sooner. Well, apparently he's free next week.
Oh.
So my surgery is now scheduled for September 5th. 10 days before surgery, you start eating a prescribed diet. You also prepare for your post-surgery, like I said. Then you have all of your pre-tests, and you have another class. So my surgery is on the 5th, which is I think a Thursday? It's either a Wednesday or a Thursday. And then the day before, or a couple of days before my surgery, I'm going to go in and have my esophagus tested at a different hospital than the one I'm having my surgery at. And then I'm going to have an ultrasound for my gallbladder. No. So paperwork, piles and piles of paperwork. They give you the paperwork about the money, how much it's going to cost. Make sure you have money in your account so they can swipe your Visa or credit card, or make sure you bring them a check, but it can't be any check. It has to be a certified check. And you have to sign away your gallbladder and say that they can take it out if you do have stones, but that they won't take it out if you don't have stones. And, oh, you'll like this. That's like an extra, I mean, it costs extra if they take it out, but it's like $400 or something. But it's better because it saves you thousands of dollars later. Anyways, it's against the law for them to take it out if you don't need it out. Even if you want it out, they can't take it out. So if I didn't have stones, I couldn't just be like, take it out, because I might get stones later. Oh no, they have to leave it in. So we might end up having to have another surgery anyways. So everything's only guaranteed for 90 days. So if something happens after that 90 days, we have to pay for another surgery too. So we're going to plan on nothing happening. That we have to have another surgery. Yes, I signed my gallbladder away, and then so she made appointments for all of the things, and she made them right in front of me and make sure I could be there. So I have like all these appointments, and then she printed off a schedule of all the things I have to eat, and then she, right now, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm sure I'll have a nap and get over it.
After today, do you still want to go ahead with the surgery?
It's a balance. You have to weigh the risks and the rewards and the bad bits and decide. And I am still going to have surgery. I mean, it's going to be better for me in the long run. I think it's going to really suck, though, after surgery. So, the 10-day pre-surgery diet has been my life for the past few days. The first few days I did very well. No caffeine, no sugar, drink some fast for breakfast, some fast for lunch, and then you had a lean cuisine for dinner. It was fabulous. Well, then I recalled that my nurse said, if you're naughty on the diet, don't call and confess. And I said, I won't. Which kind of made me feel like I had permission to be naughty, which I did. So there may have been some pizza involved, and there may have been a few other delicious things involved. And I am about 4 days out from my surgery, so I'm gonna be a perfect angel for 4 days, and then I'm gonna have surgery. Did all of my prep work for surgery. I had to go to the store and buy all the food that I need before surgery and all the food that I need for after surgery. I feel like I'm prepared. I got new water bottles and hopefully everything that I need. I got made a list to pack a hospital bag. And anyways, so I'm nervous and anxious, and I'm probably gonna feel like crap after, but that's where I'm at. Yippee!